Vamos a ver. Join. Putada que ahora para poder ver el streaming tienes que hacer 50 mierdas, Es como de... no sé. Pero bueno, vamos a empezar ya. Servicio. Que iba a mirar yo un segundito. El tema de Amazon no me iban a venir hoy. Llega hoy antes de las 10. Localizar el paquetito. Está 8 paradas. Pues va a venir a lo largo de la mañana. Pues perfecto. Vale. Voy a poner esto por aquí y así nos podemos relajadamente jugar. Ay. Que toca avanzar en la historia porque estamos en los compases finales ya. Ayer hice todas las cacerías, con lo cual guay. Vamos a hacer la siguiente principal, que es ayudar a estos del desierto. Las cacerías ya están hechas. No sé si queda alguna cacería más por hacer, no tengo ni idea.
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalamil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
Sí, al menos un poquito más de aire.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalimil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along.
What he means to say is yes.
Picture it, Conrad. Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalimil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy some. Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill.
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalimil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalimil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
Ah, coño, que están aquí.
The women folk have come to
I'll take that one.
It's all yours.
They mean to overwhelm us.
Para, chiquitín. Mía, nos apeñan las pastas sobra, tío.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalimil.
We all saved Dalimil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment. Our friends seem to have things under control.
Dios mío,
For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest.
Pesado. Aquí sigue este cronolito que siguió sin saber muy bien para qué coño son. Aquí compré la música, es que es por un momento no
where
compro
did you learn
música
to
que no
swing a
queda.
sword like that?
In a desert full of men.
The bandits, maybe.
Faltan varias músicas que no sé.
Mummy,
Alguna habría que quedar en algún sitio que no había comprado.
the gentleman of the town guards.
Good day, my lord.
Parece
Go
ya
with
está.
Gil.
A ver aquí. Aunque aquí creo que también la compré, pero no estoy seguro. Faltan dos por comprar.
met. Farewell.
And what can I do for you?
Y
And a
también. Esta es la otra tienda.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything
Y
you
estos
don't
siguen a lo
need
suyo.
behind.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine.
Estos siguen las mismas. Siguen las mismas. Y voy a ver aquí, a ver. Sí, no tiene que ser en dos en otra zona que no hayamos estado.
Anything catch your eye? Very well.
Ni puta idea. Tendrá que ser una zona nueva que no está. Porque a la abuela le compra todo ya, ¿no?
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Is that all?
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Was wondering when you turn up. Hellos from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Taya says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet, and when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements.
¿Y el otro elemento qué?
But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua.
Madre mía, cómo está.
Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Canver, vamos a ir ahí por primera vez.
Well, what's the short of it?
Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
Bueno, eso de irnos, acabo de bloquear. Hostia, hay otra cacería más. Acabo de bloquear varias secundarias. Uf. Manada. Sur de Tabor. Dalmequia. Sur de Tabor. Uf, cuántas secundarias. Sur de Tabor, Dalmequia. Sur de Tabor. Tiene que ser alguna cosa que no hemos estado. Está por aquí igual o algo de eso. Sur de Tabor. ¿Será algo de la zona nueva que vamos a ir? Puede ser, porque por aquí hay mucho trozo que aún no hemos visto. Vale, vamos a hacer secundarias que hay aquí. Que no son muchas, ¿no? Son 3. Tenemos que ser rápidas.
There's a storm coming, Sid. Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try.
It's not who, but what. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after my first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with it, which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog...
I think it just might. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to... They were in the atrium when I last saw them.
Seems the hideaway has lost its
blasted Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. And
Are you sure it's me you're looking for?
I'm all the cook will be needing. Thank you very much.
El mundo va a la mierda,
what
pero
I
nada,
want from
ponte a
you
cocinar.
is a little of your time, right? Oh, and you remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, so I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself.
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I see.
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly. And so... What's...
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are...
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to him, and if he does, I'll see if I can find...
You do that. Lest we forget, you got...
Va a decir, este enemigo está aquí, cázalo, venga, va a comer.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Ah, Valisthea, a culinary. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to...
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose...
Ah, so the fabled Sandbricois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. Now, Skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the...
Dragon livers.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very colour of the...
So we know where to look for our liver.
Saint's bonnet, in contemporary parlance. A herb which grows along the north. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone. So I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life. In which
meaning that if I find one, I find the other.
Best of luck, and do say.
Is a storm coming soon?
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right.
Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would?
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
Así terminamos rápido. Hostia, y esto también da misiones, aquí. Vale, esto lo de Marta, que tal, por lo que Abel les ha ayudado. Esta ha sido... vale, está diciendo que está ayudando a Marta. Vale, gracias, güey. Esta es Isabel. No dices que no estás solo y que las puertas del manto de la noche siempre estarán abiertas para ti, al igual que yo. Este es nuestro amigo Lugor. Y esto es una misión nueva. La fonda de Marta.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest? Did you see the pair that got beholden? Lady Karen.
Oh, y la puerta que...
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade, then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait. What exactly are you getting at?
Mira que pesado,
Once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care, but here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto?
Just asking. Out of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating about you selling weapons to brigands.
Oh, are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind, but that woman is no more. And you know.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No. No. I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at it.
Of course. Good day.
Vamos a empezar con el pavo este, ¿eh?
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made it. While it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her...
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in how bad...
Cojones.
But why would people say she was?
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her, so that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. Well, that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
Claro, no tengo que salvar al mundo.
I suppose
Voy
it is.
contigo a ver qué ha pasado. Está lo típico. Sí, un problema.
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me? What do you reckon we should do?
Mira, tienen estos el aparato. Han roto la balanza, los cabrones.
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not.
And just how long
Bueno, esto
hasn't
ya de
it been
pequeño
one?
les pusieron la marca por decir esto.
Sorry.
But we didn't break them. We
Pero
dismembered
estos niños
them.
tienen que ser nuevos
Just like Miss
porque
Middledore showed us.
si no le has puesto la marca hace 5 años, no
Why
sé
would she
yo,
have you
tienen que ser nuevos
dismembering
que
her
antes y
creations?
ahora.
Because that's the only way to become an engineer.
Bueno, había muchos
Miss
niños antes,
Middledore
solamente había
said,
uno, o sea que ahora hay más.
The best way to
Entonces,
see
sí que
how something
tienen que
works
ser
is
nuevos.
to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well, then your work is already half done.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Middledor's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel.
I have. Miss Middledore's dungeon is full of them.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin around.
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move.
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then...
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's so. Let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult.
Entiendo esta misión,
This is
entiendo
called
el
the
porqué.
arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't
Para
look
los
much
niños
like
y
an
tal,
arm.
pero es como de, hijo mío,
Right.
importa,
It
lo va
looks
haciendo
more like a
poquito
ring.
esto, ¿eh?
Like a chocobo.
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid?
I'll think about it.
Hold things. So...
Good thinking. You're...
Vamos a pasar rápido esto, ¿ok?
These round parts are called...
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchen. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. But
What if I wanted to wear boots?
What are the chains for?
Well spotted. So,
I think we've got it.
then here's what we'll do. You tell...
Well, obviously you need to start with...
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms, and then the arms hold the pants by the...
Very good. That's there.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was...
That's right. We're Miss
Te van a
Middle's
castigar
hairs.
ahora, hijo mío. digo,
Hairs.
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so...
What do you think, Sid?
With a little more help from Miss Middledol and Miss Shirley, I'd...
You hear that? It won't...
Until then, though.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Hala, una cosa menos. Vale. Me da una vuelta a la hostia, Voy a hacer rápido esto y voy a seguir una principal, tío. Tal y como está ahora la principal, antes te digo que ok, entiendo las secundarias, pero ahora como está la principal, en plan creo que no es momento de hacer secundarias. Para el personaje te saca un poco. No sé.
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought.
Tal como está ahora que parece que el
Children
mundo
had the
se va a la mierda,
scales,
no sé.
or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how...
Oh, no, Mid will have my...
Thankfully she won't. Although I was the one who ended up teaching.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how... I shall see that the children...
Please, there's no need. Mid said she'd have them follow in her footsteps.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much...
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva.
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost both her parents, but that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope.
Esta parte está bien.
The very last thing
Que
war...
recuento un poquito más de desarrollo de personaje de Mid, ¿sabes?
She's working to give them a better life. And so should I.
Oh, you've given them far more than that. And
Que lo podían haber puesto en la misión de Mid. Vale, pues aquí ya no hay nada más. Vamos a acabar esto. Me obligas a venir aquí, cabrón. No me dejas ir para allá. Bueno, a ver, entiendo que vendremos para acá, me dejarás el punto abierto. Y donde habrá que ir es aquí, parece ser. ¿Qué quiere, gatito? Muy pesado, ¿eh? Muy pesadito tú. No, miau, no. Aquí. Te voy a comer. Gordo. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Eh? ¿Qué?
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you?
Yeah.
Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right.
¿Quién va a comer?
I'm sorry.
12:30,
Yote
niño.
is a fine
Ayer a la
scout.
una. Hoy a las 2:30.
If Canva was
Bueno,
attacked,
las 12:30,
she will
empieza a
already
las
have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
Ya me dejarás... Sí, ¿no? Mira, aquí hay otra de esas cosas. Ah, vale, ya sé dónde estoy. Ya sé dónde estoy. Aquí hay una tienda más. Ya sé dónde estoy. Vale, podemos ir para acá y ahora luego nos cambiamos. Uy. Ah, vale, esa es la misión. Niño, a las 12:30, ¿eh? ¿Tanto quieres tu comida húmeda, hijo de puta? Date 20 minutos, aunque sea, anda. Yo creo que sea por el calor, porque quiere la esta antes. Que desde que empezó el calor está, vamos.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they will allow it, the echoes have a will of their own.
Realmente, después de lo que pasó ayer por la noche, la trama esta de Bahamut y tal, bueno, ahora eso es la mejor parte del juego, que hemos jugado. O sea, me parece impresionante, o sea, no tenía ni un puto sentido. No sé, tengo curiosidad de ver cómo van a hacer la siguiente trama, no sé. Que tiene que estar muy bien. Aquí hay algo. Señor, si no hacía falta. Como estaba aquí, de hecho, oiga. Gratis. Ya claro, yo me tengo que ir a...
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better knives.
Hay una secundaria ahí delante. Otra.
You're injured.
Ha hecho mierda este señor,
What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Pues está demasiado pesado. Lo bueno es que luego te comportas por la tarde, no tires comida.
Up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this.
Me voy a parar. Como está en inglés, lo escucho. Voy a darle...
Every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you. Our encampment is up ahead. Just off the track. They must not reach Tabor. Forgive me.
Lord Kupka estaba muerto que muertín.
Rest well, soldier.
Seguidor de Kupka, cuidado.
You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go around it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Right. I got here in time. Titan!
Que me he metido ahí, los tres ataques escenario y los he follado, ¿sabes? Madre mía, la pasta me sobra tú en el juego. Espero que las dos canciones que me falten sean caras.
Someone there! Please, I can't move my leg.
That doesn't sound like an Akashic.
Aquí una persona. Ah, vale, aquí estás.
You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others?
Taken care of. One of your brothers in arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor? Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it. You seem familiar. Have we met?
You must have me confused with someone else.
Wait. That's Scar.
Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there in Cosnis when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some...
¿Y Kupka no? ¿Kupka no es un criminal?
Man. Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
Hasta luego. Ambrosia, ven aquí.
Come on. Run like the wind.
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
Vamos a comprar la música, que aquí tiene que haber por cojones.
Are you buying or selling?
Vaya, 20.000, joder, son baratas.
A fine choice. Take care.
Vale, como tenemos a este portal, vamos a hacer la secundaria que estaba por aquí y así nos viramos encima de esto, ¿vale? Así vamos full principal ya.
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentleman of the town guard.
Fuck! How the hell did... The finest sell swords in Storm couldn't hold a candle to
Could be I know something more.
Hey, Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumours about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay up. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Delamil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town. But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake. Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this store he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
You too, Goots.
Llave mi alma.
The gentlemen of the town guard are... What a mess. Where do we... You fought very bravely.
You would have been lost.
Faster!
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
Leave now, and we can pretend this didn't happen.
está pegando, tú. Coño, se está curando. Me cago en todo. Está aquí escondido. El cabrón de escondite, tú. Y bueno, estos enemigos tienen cada vez más vida.
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts.
¿Serio?
You weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in Dalamil. But then you turned up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Fucking coward!
I need to find Goots. Right now.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty-pated lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true.
Lord!
Goose.
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life, and the lives of countless. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime. Goots, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your run along now.
You know.
No.
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself.
Goots, no.
Enough, all of you.
Karen. But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. The whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shitter ran afoul, though it was just boga. I thought the years might have taught you some sense. But I see, what was it we called you? Wet legs.
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words.
¿Lo va a matar?
And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It isn't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Ah, él le quitó el ojo, por eso tiene
Don't
ese.
tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old wet legs back when we were working the same routes.
Yo pensaba todo este tiempo que tenía un ojo de... O sea, tenía un ojo de cada color. No sabía que era de cristal.
That didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. But something tells me the wet legs has learned it all right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted...
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Estaba gustado por lo menos, así conoce un poco el pasado de Karen, que no lo sabíamos. Por aquí no hay nada más. No, por aquí no hay secundaria. Y una secundaria. Ah, esta es la de cacería, ¿no? Sí.
There were ghosts at the gates, not days.
You needn't fret. The creatures
You heard the herald.
ready, go?
Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. This must be our wyvern. All right. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything.
Aquí ya está. Vamos a lo de Marta.
My lord Marquis, it is you. Then you received my... I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your lord uncle's estate.
Of course. Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming. And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing? 1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. It's all right. Continue. I am here at Martha's Rest, at the task with learning what I am able of the realm's currents, and what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable. The gears of governance have ground to a halt. The realm threatens to drift into utter. Your lord, uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid the... That sounds like quite the end. It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues. Alas. I have lost contact with two of them. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword. Yet in these dark times, even that... So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went. One I sent to investigate the Republic. The other... That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalamil and work my way east. Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and...
¿Dónde está el compañero? Aquí. Ahí al lado.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Mummy.
The gentleman of the town guard.
Me gustaría coger y ponerme a Bahamut por probarlo, la verdad. ¿Cuántos puntos tengo? Es que me he puesto aquí, me he subido todo, aunque no lo use. No debería haber hecho eso. Esta no la uso, ¿no? ¿Cuánto pasó? La onda térmica tampoco la uso. Y esto tampoco. 4000 puntos. Esto de aquí. A ver, ¿esta me gustaba? Esta es la que no me gustaba, esta la quito. Ah, pues esta. ¿Y esta qué era? Esta es la Gigafulgor. Esta para probarla de esta. Bueno, es que al final es un rayaco, ya está. Pues voy a ponerme esta para probar, más que nada. Vamos a probar esta Will. A ver. Equipar. ¿Cómo se quita? Quitar icon. Quitarme este, me voy a poner a la Bahamut, a ver. Por probar más que nada, tampoco. Voy a seguir yendo con Titán porque me gusta mucho Titán. Igual el siguiente icono está guapo para ver. No sé.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's... If you kindly pay the coin.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your camp.
Oh, you're more than welcome. He hasn't had many visitors since we slayed...
Mira, pero este ataque.
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but...
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their...
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when his men confiscated my effects and locked me...
The captain is no more. And his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free. Only to be...
What of the Fist Central Command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers?
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start in...
Lo que pasa es que me he equivocado. Esta es la llamarada. Está guapa la llamarada, pero es que tienes que estar cargándola todo el rato y no sé. Voy a ponerme esta por curiosidad. Esta es la otra, ¿no? ¿Qué hora es? 1:15.
There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere.
Digo. Descargar este directo. Creía que lo estaba grabando. Sí, hoy, seguramente 1:30.
What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of...
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man.
And then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane
of the 7 High Houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed.
Bandits?
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I found and knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach. Visit the Vale.
Thank you. I shall.
Come on. Yeah! They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one's ours, pretty boy.
Make for the town while you can.
You don't need to tell me twice.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by, as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine. Which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Someday there are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it. They were probably just desperate.
Rockford, listen to me. If you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of I
shall return to Northreach right, but allow me to thank you first.
Don't thank me. Thank Rutherford.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a Bistolus as soon as I'm able.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. I should go and tell Rutherford.
Vale, pues aquí ya está. Toca entregar misiones y ya está. Vale, misiones. La verdad es que son larguetas, ¿eh? O sea, ahora como estamos en la parte final del juego, es como de intentar meter misiones un poco tal. Al principio del juego metían poco, o sea, por cada 3 horas de historia principal te metían una misión secundaria, algo así. Cada 4 horas, no sé. Ayer fueron 3 horas de misión secundarias y ahora
I see you're still here.
The rest's location affords a constant. Speaking of which, I received word from.
I only happen to be in the right place at the right. They both seem to think the realm's prospects rather.
I am afraid that Grim would be put. Storm is in crisis, and if we are to free her, we must work quickly.
No, no hay idea, ¿no? Porque he hecho misión principal. Cierto es.
Together. Such is your lord
as it is mine.
Sobra el dinero, ya. Al final no hacía falta vender nada, El dinero te lo daban bien. Al entregar las misiones estas.
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make... I just thought I had to...
Aye. Well, someone had to. Your parents reckon the both of us would be worse off if you've always been me right eye, Goose. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you...
Well, I will. If you ever need help...
Why, you big lump. Fine. Play the hero.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
Y el odor este me gusta, porque al principio parecía el típico parrillo.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
Me ha gustado.
That's as maybe.
Pues me va pasando el juego.
But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back. Just like...
Of course. His family.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours.
Hija de puta. Pero eso se llama la misión Ojo Pro. Ahora lo pillo.
Seems the hideaway's lost its.
So.
Que sí, aquí tiene la misión. Esto. Que justamente esta misión de cocinar un plato.
And what? Ah, now let's.
Ah, gracias.
And here we have it. Fried mortress of sky. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption.
And rightly so.
No tendrá mejor pinta que lo otro, ¿no? Porque lo otro da vómito el pavo este casi. Pues casi que también, da igual. O sea, tan difícil es que cocinen bien estos tíos.
So...
What? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent...
¿Está bueno o no está bueno?
It is a tour de force.
O sea, le gusta, entonces, ¿por qué coño está tosiendo? Es que no sé.
I think he
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking.
Decent. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of...
I'll give us some...
Ah, ya me acabado todas las secundarias. ¿Y música cuántas nos quedan? Esta historia principal. Esto en un cofre. Mercader. Mecenas y ya está. Ya queda poca música. Es que estaba ya al final del juego. O sea que... Pues ya está. Vamos a seguir al principal. No queda mucho tiempo para ir. O sea que... Lo que dé tiempo, lo que sí que va a hacer es guardar. Como me toca repetir todas estas misiones, eso es una risa. Van a conocer a la chica, por fin. Y yo tengo curiosidad de saber quién es y cómo la encontró a Joshua y tal. No sé.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloed Knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest.
¿Está Odín ahí?
Barnabas Tharm.
But
Are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Yo soy uno de estos y ya salgo corriendo, ¿eh?
Distinguished members
A lo mejor este es el otro, ¿eh?
You must forgive His Majesty this
otro esto.
What is the meaning of
Otro
this?
icon. Es que no sé.
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king, he has come to save us from the Akashic. He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests into the dungeons!
Enough.
La espadita de Odín.
Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city.
La chica.
Consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Se refiere a la hija de Cid. Como me mates a la hija de Cid, te mato.
Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
Mira, por fin vamos a ver el tapiz al completo. Desde este tiempo llevamos viendo tapado. Vamos a ver. Sí, es lo que yo creo.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
¿Lago? ¿Qué lago?
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother
vale, la base.
to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell.
Ha hecho gracia porque es como de, ¿le puedo contar a esta lo del lago? Pero no ha dicho la dirección. No ha dicho dónde está ni nada. Ha dicho, tienes que ir a su hogar, a tal. Pero no le ha dicho ni huevos, ¿sabes? O sea, queda un poco raro una cinemática.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Me dejáis seguir, tío. Dos secundarias. No me dejáis salir de aquí ni feo, ¿verdad?
Who among you is bolder? Is that blade for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make it.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes, and a passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in Dread Evis are aggressive beasts.
How do you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it, Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with...
All right.
Of course you will. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches west. Once you reach the checkpoint at I eagerly await your safe, and above...
Al menos parece que es camino a la misión principal, ¿no? Y una polla. Puesto aquí. En fin, vamos a guardar. Y ya luego seguimos después de comer. Me tengo que ir. Tengo que comer rápido y me tengo que ir. Y luego a la vuelta tenemos toda la tarde para darle caña. Así que nada, lo que no sé cuánto falta. ¿Llevamos el juego? Llevamos el 75 y ya llevamos el 76. Aunque ponga qué tal, la verdad, está avanzando poquito a poco. Entonces me gusta, la verdad, porque aún queda juego realmente. Bueno, nada, chicos, me voy. Voy a subir este trozo a YouTube porque no le he dado a grabar. Así que nada, nos vemos luego. Chao, chao.